Hi there folks, and welcome back to the channel. So before we get really in depth with this and get kind of up close and personal, take a closer look at all the specs and features, I just thought I'd show you how the watch arrives. It comes in this this outer box, and then when you open the box, you've got your packaging for the watch in here, and it has got these nice padded foam ends. So transport wise, you're not going to have any problems with shipping whatsoever. So yeah, that's quite nice to get that. So what we have is this is the kind of the outer sleeve. You've got the dial of the watch here. They've got the company logo, CIGA Designs, and down the bottom corner here we have the GPHG sticker, which they are proudly showing off as they won a design and innovation award from the Swiss watch industry. So that's incredibly well done, and I'm absolutely sure that they deserve to show that. So if you slide this off, you then come to the inner part of the packaging. You got this silver embossed front of the head of the watch there, and again you've got your company logo and CIGA Design manufacturing, etc. So it's a kind of a book format. You open that up, and then there's the watch in there, but you've got plenty of bits and pieces to go through. As you can see here, we've got Planet Earth in 2022, and then we've got some bits there for you to read. If you want to pause that and have a read through, feel free. This also opens up. You got some more details in there, and the explaining what parts of the Earth are on the dial of the watch. And then you open up, you've got the head of the watch, which is showing through there, and then again you've got the specifications of the watch, which we will talk about in detail. But yeah, that's the basic elements of the watch that you can read through. So here we have the strap, the supplied strap, which is an FKM rubber, which is incredibly comfortable, I have to say, very soft and very smooth. And then we've got the head of the watch here, which we will see if we can pop out of there. There we go. And then this, which has quick release, so it's absolutely really easy to put on. And you've got your little spring clip in there, and just pop that in, and just make sure that that engages in the hole, and then do the same with the other end. I should really try and do this off camera. No, we're good. We are good. Right, so I'll just pop that on the wrist, if I can do this under the camera, so that you get a quick look of it on the wrist. Not the easiest thing to do through the lens of a camera, but we will do our best. There we go. We'll pop that on, and pop the keeper in there, and there she is. Yeah, pretty cool. For your reference, this is on my 7.5-inch wrist. Fits really nicely. The strap would probably easily go up to sort of 7.75, probably 8-inch, I would think. But yes, we will now get into all the specs and features and all the info that you need to know, and we'll take a nice close look at this one. But first of all, I need to say, you will have seen at the beginning where it says includes paid promotion, and that is because they did send this watch to me free of charge. I do not have to send it back, but they have had no say in the content of the video. The only thing that they did ask was that they could see the video before it went live, so just so they could check that I hadn't made any mistakes, but they have not, I say not, told me to change anything or asked me to change anything. So everything you're hearing are my thoughts. So yes, let's just let you soak up this dial for a few minutes, just while I tell you a little bit about CIGA Design as a brand. I mean, they specialise in mechanical watches. It is what they're all about, and they like to do things differently. They don't want to kind of follow the trend. They finished in the top 3 of the International Design Awards in 2021. They're the first Chinese watch brand to have a piece in the permanent collection at the Geneva Museum of Art and History, which in itself is quite an achievement. But the big one is the first prize winner of the GPHG Challenge, which you will have seen the sticker on the box there. So there we go. Now, I'm not going to try and pronounce the Swiss name because I will just butcher it. But it's basically the Oscars of the watch industry. So well done to CIGA Design. Absolutely phenomenal achievement. So let's just move in and we'll have a bit of a look at this dial and we'll see what's going on so that you can see how this thing works. There is quite a lot to see. As you can tell, we've got the outer ring is a fixed hour markers, and then you've got an inner ring which rotates, which is your minutes, and then you've got on the planet itself the compass rose is the hour hand. So it's a bit like a one-handed watch, if you like. So before we get into any kind of specs and sizes and all the rest of it, I'll just run through how that actually works. So we'll pop the crown out so that you can have a look. There's 2 positions of the crown, so there is a ghost date. We'll talk about the movement in a minute because they've done a lot of work to the movement. So yes, let's rotate this round. We'll take it round to 7 o'clock. So if you keep your eye on the compass rose on the planet Earth, you can see that's 6:50, 55, and then we're round to 7 o'clock. So as the 0 comes around and meets the hour marker, which is your compass rose, and lines up with the corresponding hour on the outer ring, that is where you tell your time. So if I go a little bit slower, you can see you've got your individual minutes which are marked, and then we're round to 5 minutes past 7. And then likewise we keep coming round, we come round, we'll go 7:45. Keep your eye on the compass rose, and we keep coming, and then we get round to 8 o'clock. Now the numerals are all raised, and in daylight legibility is no problem whatsoever. In low light situations, they can kind of disappear as you turn the watch in the light. But I think that this is more of a kind of a work of art than anything else, especially when you look at that dial. I'm going to put some close-ups of the dial as well, some nice macro shots so you can have a look at the detail that's gone into the micro engraved landmass, and the blue of the ocean is also, it's not just flat, it does kind of look like the surface of the sea. So there's an awful lot of work has gone into this, yeah, I think it's from an aesthetic point of view, it's something that's very interesting and definitely different. Yeah, we will what we'll do is we'll just run through some sizes in a mo, and then we'll talk about what's going on inside the watch and what they've used. Okay, so what we have is a overall case size without the crown of exactly 46 millimeters, including the crown is 48.1. The crown itself is a 6mm crown, and that is also got some nice detailing on there as well, as you can see, and I'll pop up another close-up of that so you can have a look. We've got a thickness of 15.8 millimeters, and that includes both the crystals, and we'll talk about those in a minute as well. We've got a lug width of 22 millimeters, an overall weight on the supplied strap, which we will also talk about in a minute, of 106 grams. Sapphire crystal on the top, sapphire crystal underneath, and a water resistance of 30 meters. Now the lug to lug on this is actually 31, because as you can see the actual lug ends are set well back. Obviously the outside of the watch is still at 46 millimeters because it is round. Absolutely no straight edges in sight at all. Now that strap does drop down at the 31mm mark. And as you can see at the beginning of this, it does sit very well on my wrist, and this actually works well on smaller wrists, larger wrists, because of the way that that strap sits. Now the strap itself is FKM rubber. As I said, it's 22mm here and tapers down at the bottom end here. Plenty of holes for micro adjusts, and it is incredibly soft. Possibly one of the nicest, softest FKM rubber straps I've come across. The other end, we've got a sliding keeper, a fixed keeper which actually sits inside these little rubber teeth in there, which stops that from moving around and keeps the end of your strap secure. And then we've got a signed tang buckle on the end there, and this is all recycled titanium, so hats off to them for using some recycled materials. So yes, back to that dial and how it works. If you've got any questions about that, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So what we'll do now is we'll flip the watch over and we'll have a look at that movement. Right, so some basic information about the movement. The actual movement that they've used, or what they've started with, not entirely sure. Although if you look at it, I mean, it's got the kind of the architecture is very similar to an ETA 2824 or the Solita SW200, but what they've done to rework it and re-engineer it so that the planet will rotate 30 degrees and the minutes ring rotates at 390 degrees to keep the synchronization. So they've created a problem and solved a problem. But as you can see, we've got some nice decoration on there. It's not just kind of been left plain. It is a 4 Hertz movement, possibly based on the Seagull ST21, 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it is keeping some decent time. And I've got that app. I'll run a little bit of footage there so you can see what that's running at, which is a 1.3 millisecond beat error. 1 to 0 plus or minus seconds per day, so that's pretty impressive. In reality, I was finding it was gaining around about 4 seconds a day at most. We have 28,800 vibrations per hour, 40-hour power reserve, and obviously we've got that ghost date position. The sapphire crystal on the back there is actually domed, and that's a first. I don't think I've seen one of those before. We've got the GPHG winners logo on that exhibition case back. It just kind of obscures some of that finishing that they've done on there, the kind of the striping and the perlaging. I can understand why they've done it, but it would have been nice to have had that so you could see that in the whole kind of decoration on that movement. As you can see, we've got sapphire crystal on there engraved, designed by CIGA Design, and water resistant to 3 atmospheres, and stainless steel case back. So quick release on the strap there, which is nice to see. So it's great for strap changes, and you can put pretty much whatever strap you like on there, whatever takes your fancy. And it does look good on some of these kind of coloured ones as well. I've tried a yellow one and a brighter blue one, yeah, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that it is a really, really nice watch. Really nice watch. It's not necessarily something that you're going to wear every day of the week, but you know, it is definitely one that is going to be a talking point. As I said, legibility is possibly its kind of main drawback, if there is one. But yeah, I think for what they're worth, I will leave some links. I'm going to leave links to where you can pick one of these up. They are currently on offer at the moment. They're available in titanium or in stainless steel. Current price of the titanium one on offer at the time of this video is 994 GBP, and the stainless steel is 828 GBP. But yeah, I mean, if you want something that is just really is a work of art, you know, what they've done with the movement and that dial is kind of You're going to move that in again so you can have another look at that. That dial really is something else. It's very nice, and yeah, I've definitely enjoy this thing, and it's certainly possibly the only watch I've had where people have kind of said, what was that? That's really interesting. So yes, once you can get used to how it works and how it tells the time, yeah, add one to your collection. It's yeah, it's definitely interesting. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you'd like to. But that's it for now. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Cheers for now.